Good evening, everyone. The fate of the state flag continues to be a key issue for lawmakers and everyone around the state. Now, our Quentin Smith is in Jackson, and he's joining us live from the state capitol. And Quentin, what is the biggest holdup right now?
Well, Joey, before any action can be taken on the state flag, legislators must first vote to suspend the rules. In order to suspend the rules, there must be a 2/3 vote in both the House and the Senate. Now, when you break that all down, that means 81 votes must come out of the House and 34 votes must come out of the Senate. Now, right now, both the House and Senate are short a few votes, which at this time is preventing any action from being taken. The Confederate emblem is what's causing the controversy surrounding this flag. Religious groups, economic developers, and the state's universities are all lobbying for state leaders to remove the flag. You may remember the NCAA and SEC have put pressure on state leaders as well. Just last week, they said there will be no championship games or events in Mississippi unless that flag is changed. Lawmakers I spoke with said they're hearing the growing number of calls to take down the flag loud and clear.
You don't want to be held hostage, so to speak, but you understand where they're coming from at the same time. It's economic, it's heartfelt, and you know, you just want to see it. We just want to get this behind us. I do, and I think a lot of other senators and representatives do also.
No, it's long overdue, and as I saw them, some parties gathered in the rotunda today, I was just thinking about all the countless individuals who have come before us trying to get this flag taken down, and it seems like we're right there at the goal line, and it looks like we're going to possibly score. So I'm looking forward to casting that vote.
I went through an election last summer, and during that time several people approached me about what to do with the flag. They didn't say don't change it or anything like that, but they said make sure that the people get a chance to vote on it. And that's where I'm standing right now. I promised them that I would do that, and if you can't trust me to keep my promise, you can't trust me. So
I would like to see the flag taken down, and a flag that represents all of us be raised, so we could be proud of it, so we could look forward, so that it's lofty, so it's high-minded, something that we can all look at and say, you know what, I want to be a part of the state because we're moving forward.
Governor Tate Reeves issued a statement saying if they get enough votes to suspend the rules and remove the flag, he would not veto the bill. Lawmakers are set to meet again tomorrow morning, and at this time, it's uncertain if they'll discuss the state flag. I spoke with a few lawmakers today, and they tell me they believe Saturday is the big day when all of the votes will be in, and they also believe Saturday is the day when a decision could be made to take down the state flag. Now, of course, we're going to continue to follow this developing story and keep you updated on the latest information. But for now, that's the very latest from here at the state capitol. Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Also at the state capitol today, 46 coaches and administrators from across the state making the trip to Jackson to lobby lawmakers to change the state flag. The SEC, Conference USA, and the NCAA are banning tournament and championship events in Mississippi until a change is made. Both Bulldog and Rebel coaches making a plea to give their athletes the opportunity.
You know, and our guys look at me and say, Coach, so there's no SEC championships, there's no NCAA championships because of the flag. Obviously, we won't change. All the coaches won't change, the students won't change, and they want it now.
I know firsthand what it feels like to see a Confederate flag and pretend it doesn't have a racist, violent, or oppressive overtone. It screams hate, and it hurts me to my core. Our student athletes and our entire student body don't just commit to compete and represent Mississippi State, they commit and compete in representing the entire state of Mississippi.
Does your flag bring business in the state, or does it keep business out? Okay, if it doesn't bring it in, change it. Does it draw athletes and people to the state, or not? If it doesn't change, I mean, it's simple as I guess on that very practical level, I'm surprised it hadn't happened a long time ago.
All 8 of Mississippi's state-funded universities have quit flying the flag on campuses. Tupelo joins other cities in Mississippi removing the state flag from some municipal properties. Tupelo City Attorney Ben Logan received requests for legislative action from some council members to retire the current state flag from City Hall, Veterans Park, and Ballard Park. The request asks for the flag to come down until state lawmakers decide on a new flag or force the city to fly the current one. Amendments to the current city ordinance will be presented at the next meeting of the City Council. Days after being voted out of his church for his public stance on racial issues and injustice, Bishop Scott Volland announces his return to the pulpit. Scott Martin has his story.
You see the name right here behind me. This used to be the Possum Town Pawn Shop, but that's all about to change. Bishop Scott Volland, his vision is going to continue right here in this building. It doesn't look like much right now on the inside, but this will be transformed into a church sanctuary.
We've got 3 points as the bridge, and that is to connect people with God, connect people with people, and to connect people with the world.
The pawn shop will be the bridge, a church that Bishop Volland visions as a place representing the community.
This is in a part of the city that needs a good, strong church, needs a place where all people, all cultures can gather together and worship together and just really build a sense of community.
It was Monday when we spoke with Bishop Volland after he was voted out for taking a stand on social injustice. He says that was the past and now he's looking forward.
We're certainly welcoming all people to come in and be a part of helping to build this together for the community.
Volland admits the conversion from pawn shop to sanctuary is going to take a lot of work, but nothing will deter his mission.
We're going to dive in head first. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we take the steps necessary to make this what God wants it to be.
The first service will be held here this coming Sunday. And of course, there's still a lot of things that they need. So if you're interested in helping out or donating in any way, you can find out how to do so over on our website at WCBI.com. Reporting in Columbus, Scott Martin, WCBI News.
Stormy skies in the region right now. Live view in downtown Columbus. The rain has found us here at WCBI TV. We have some gusty showers and storms. Let's hop on over to West Point. Very wet weather as well. A severe thunderstorm warning continues for parts of Clay County, Oktibbeha County, and Lowndes County, Noxubee County until 6:30. The heaviest rain now stretching from West Point through Columbus. As we zoom on out, there's another little batch down here across southeastern parts of Lowndes, northeastern parts of Noxubee County. Now, the wind in this is not as strong as it was earlier, but we still could see some wind gusts over about 40 miles per hour. It looks like it's weakening just a little bit. So that's the strongest batch here. Still a chance for some additional showers and storms this evening. A lot of this goes away after sunset, though. I'm back with a full look at your forecast in just a few minutes.
Another daily record number of COVID-19 cases today in Mississippi. Health officials are reporting 1,092 positive coronavirus tests. Lee County saw the highest number of new cases in our region with 26. Winston County had the second highest with 23, followed by Pontotoc at 19. The State Health Department reports an increase in patients hospitalized with the virus. That number is up to 536. 94 of those are on ventilators. So far, 1,016 people have died from COVID-19. Alabama also reporting a record high today with more than 1,100 confirmed new cases. Testing continues across Mississippi. Today, folks went to the Noxubee Civic Center just off Highway 45 in Macon for free testing. Appointments were made ahead of time. Organizers were expecting about 60 people to be tested during the 4-hour event. The University of Mississippi Medical Center and the National Guard were there to assist. An area nonprofit and a health clinic team up to offer free COVID-19 testing. And as Allie Martin reports, demand for the testing is up, and so are the needs for the group's other services.
Cars began lining up hours before the free testing began.
You're going to follow me?
People were encouraged to pre-register to help expedite everything. Charles Davis works at a local car dealership and says he wanted to get tested for his safety and the safety of others.
Family Resource Center has been around for a while. They've been doing a lot of good work for the community, and so this is just another example of all the good things that they do. And being that we are in a pandemic, we have to do everything we can to make sure we're doing our part, to make sure we keep everyone safe.
FRC joined forces with Access Family Health Services to provide the free COVID-19 testing. As cars are waiting outside for the free drive-through COVID-19 testing, inside, FRC staff are busy serving clients throughout the region. While COVID-19 has impacted the way the work is carried out here, the needs are still great.
We're seeing on the rise of uptick in child abuse and also domestic violence, and so we are still providing all those services for CPS and through partnering with SAFE, partnering with Rural Legal Services, LIFT, as well as Tupelo Housing Authority. Those are some of our partners through the ACF grant that we have. So we are partnering with the community partners in the community.
FRC doesn't allow anyone in the building, but they are conducting classes, interviews, and assessments over the phone or Zoom. A program that provides free beds for children is going strong, and supplies for newborns are distributed regularly. Also, if FRC cannot provide a particular service, they find an agency that can meet the need. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Each person who was tested today also received a mask that was donated by the Lee County Board of Supervisors. President Tommy Ivey. Well, Market Street Festival is taking a pass on 2020. Today, organizers and board members of the festival announcing the decision to cancel the annual event. Market Street have been postponed from May of this year to September because of concerns about COVID-19 and, of course, social distancing requirements. Vendors and visitors fill the streets of Columbus. The award-winning event includes numerous stages for music and food. As well, it is with safety in mind that that Main Street Columbus board members say they have voted to move the festival to 2021. The 25th anniversary will now be held on May 7th and 8th of 2021. Support is building to fix the dam at the Oktibbeha County Lake. We find out more about the progress when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Oktibbeha County Lake could soon get a facelift, but first, supervisors and the county engineer are trying to figure out how to restructure it. Several surveys are being done to determine failures within the dam. Our Stephanie Poole has more on what county supervisors have discovered.
The Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality is requesting all information possible from the Oktibbeha County Lake engineer. Before work can be done to fix the lake, a list of underlying issues is necessary.
Since the water is no longer in the lake, we've been able to discover that a lot of the slope on the front of the lake is actually not there anymore.
District 3 Supervisor Marvell Howard says there are 3 analyses MDEQ needs by the end of July.
Around May 22nd, they wanted a drainage analysis of the lake after the riser has been cut. If a 100-year flood occurs, the analysis showed that if a 100-year flood occurs, then what will happen is the level will rise high enough to go through the emergency spillway, and that's even with the riser being cut.
Howard says they also need data on the probable maximum precipitation reports.
At 100%, the PMP analysis says that the water will overtop the levee by about 2.5 feet. At 50%, the water will overtop the levee by about 9 inches. And that's pertaining to levee holes, you know, with that much pressure and that much water going across it. So
they also need an analysis of the state of technical information on the lake. But the process won't be quick. He says if contractors place a bid on the adjustments, it could take up to 3 years, with a price tag of $6 to $8 million.
About 2 days of 3-inch rain, maybe a third day of an inch rain, then this lake will be back filled to capacity. So it doesn't take very long at all, because water sheds from like an 18 to 20 mile radius coming into Oktibbeha County Lake.
Reporting in Oktibbeha County, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
Howard says the engineer is still developing a set of replacement plans for the levee. All right, Keith, plenty of water falling out there right now.
Well, we have some good storms and some good-looking shelf clouds spotted. Look at this one as it was rolling through the Starkville area. Look at that. That looks very ominous. The bark in general today worse than the bite. We've had some gusty wind, but nothing too widespread. We'll have another radar check and a look ahead at your weekend forecast next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Some active weather across our region this afternoon. Let's check out the latest with our Doppler radar here as we zoom on into Columbus, Lowndes County. We have that severe thunderstorm warning that does continue here for the next couple of minutes, at least until 6:30. I think that warning will be allowed to expire, but we've had some wind gusts up to about 39 or 40 at the Air Force Base in Columbus, about 30 at GTR. So there are some gusty breezes in this, not the worst storm we've ever had, but there you have it, some wind, maybe up to about 40, maybe 45 here still, especially the northern part of this, near the base, southern parts of Monroe County. So that mixed in with some heavy downpours. This is rumbling to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So those of you from southern Lamar County into Pickens County and southern parts of Monroe County, you are going to be getting in on the action here. A few other showers and thunder showers back to the northwest. These are not too terribly strong, but we have some downpours out there right along I-55 north of Grenada, and also here lighting up right along US 278 from Oxford to Pontotoc right now, so we could still see some rain up there in the Tupelo area. We have a second batch of gusty storms down here from Carthage to Newton. These are spinning back to the northeast. There's a severe thunderstorm warning down here, including Neshoba County and Kemper County until 7:30. Wind gusts up to about 60 possible with that little arc, and assuming it moves at that speed, that could be approaching Louisville by 7 o'clock. So another storm could be getting into parts of Winston County here within the hour. This may lose its luster, lose some steam as it comes to the northeast, but we will continue to monitor it. So pretty active across the region out there on our Thursday afternoon. Down to 79 in Columbus, as I mentioned, we had that gust up to about 40 miles per hour. We lost our temperature sensor here in Louisville, but we are much cooler than where we were, probably in the 70s in the wake of the storms. 83 in Tupelo, where we haven't had any recent rain. And for you in Vernon, still 83 degrees. We're watching that. That is that arc of storminess leaving Columbus, heading towards West Alabama. So we have storms across the region now. A lot of this will be fading away as we get into the early evening, so we would expect a lot of this to go away after 8 o'clock, but we will likely see more scattered showers and storms in the region for the next couple of days here. Let's go right to your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Mid-80s Friday, Saturday. Could be a little bit warmer if you don't see these storms right away. Around 90 for Sunday and Monday, even into Tuesday, but scattered storms are possible each and every day out of the next 7.
All right, thanks, Keith. A familiar face takes the reins in Smithville, looking to continue its winning tradition. Stop number 4 on the high school football tour next.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
The Smithville Seminoles are up next on the high school football tour. Chad Collins returns to lead Seminoles football, hoping to get back to the postseason to continue Smithville's winning ways.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
I mean, we always come prepared, come to fight. We're always in games, every game in and out.
That's the expectation for the Smithville Seminoles each season. The 2020 season is no different, except that the Seminoles have a new but familiar head coach, Chad Collins.
It's home. It's where I want to be. It's what I love to do, and it's where I want to be doing it.
Collins served at the helm of Seminoles football from 2014 to 2016 before leaving to take over the football team at Raleigh High School. After former head coach Michael Campbell left to become the offensive coordinator at Itawamba AHS, Collins said the Smithville job was an opportunity he couldn't pass up.
Coach Campbell's done a lot in the last 3 years, and what he was able to do, and then stepping in and just kind of going along with what he, building off what he did. It's a good situation to be in.
We've known him a lot, so I mean it's easy. Bring him in.
It's better energy. Seems like we're a different team this year.
more ready, more prepared.
Preparedness is vital when going up against a stacked 1A division. Although Collins spent the last few seasons in 3A, he knows teams like the defending state champions, Nanawoya, bring the same type of competition level.
Kind of stepping into a situation where I'm in a 1A school, but I'm in a region where it's a juggernaut also. You know, great teams in this region.
It's a lot of competition for sure. Very good teams, but, you know, I think we're ready.
Smithville is approaching the 2020 season with a defensive-first mindset. The hope is that approach will set them apart from the other teams in the division.
You're expecting a tough year. You know, just every week you got to go in with that mentality. You know, it's going to be a dogfight out there.
We're just going to line up and hit you. A lot of teams don't do that no more. Line up and get ready, we're going to overpower them.
Smithville has its sights set on matchup number 1 of the season at home against Belmont on August 21st. Reporting in Smithville on the high school football tour, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Smithville is sponsored by Cleveland Moffitt Funeral Home of Amory, Access School Health Services, and Mel's Diner. From fish and steak to burgers and shakes, we have it all.
Taking a quick look at the upcoming high school football tour stops. TCPS tomorrow, Okolona and French Camp through the weekend. Before we stick with our 1A schools before jumping into East Union and Manatchee next week. For the full schedule, go to our Facebook and Twitter at WCBI Endzone. The driving force to an incredible season for the West Lowndes Lady Panthers is keeping her talents in town. Marvacia Seals signs to continue her basketball career with MUW. Seals led West Lowndes to an undefeated regular season and Final Four appearance, averaging 16 points per game and shooting 52% from the field. We'll have more from Marvacia coming up at 10, but that's it for sports. Elastic, your forecast next.
Watching a couple of different clusters of storms. The warning near Columbus, that will be allowed to expire at 6:30, but we're watching that gusty batch of storms south of Philadelphia there, Joey. More storms in the forecast for the week ahead.
Summertime storms.
There you go. A lot of this stuff goes away after sunset, though.
All right. Thanks, Keith. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Have a good night.